What's up, Savages? We have our 8 teams who will be going to X Games. Strictly Business made it in over FaZe Black. Curse Orange is there as well. And then from that point on, you guys know, Optic Gaming, Envy, EG, FaZe Red, Optic Nation, and TK. That's not what we're doing today. We're giving a simulation. Let's get this bitch started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gandhi's Thoughts, brought to you by My Nutrition. I'm Gandhi, and today I have one thing to show you guys. Look at this. I found this outside my house this weekend, and I have to say, I am super pumped to see what I can do with this thing. I might become a professional LARPer, which means live action role play. I'm just sitting there wielding a fucking sword, imagine. But that is mine. So some little kid somewhere around there is probably a little bit pissed off that he lost his sword. But you know what? I think it fits me as like a person a little bit better than them. So what are we going to do today? Now, since I showed you guys my toy that I acquired this weekend, what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to do a simulation of X Games. Now, MLG, their commissioner, John Nelson, has a family emergency, so we will not have the ruling as to how they're going to seed the tournament yet. Okay, so that's out of the equation, which sucks, but at the same time, I'm going to give you guys an understanding as to what's the possibility. So, they have two options. First option, which is most likely what's going to happen, they are going to base the group play, which I'm going to explain here in a second, on pro points. So you're going to have EG as number 1 seed, Optic Nation number 2, so on and so forth, right? But those seeds aren't finalized yet because we have to wait for the mini tournaments to come in and everything like that. So everything right now is a complete simulation as to what I think it could possibly be. So if you quote me for truth on this, I'm going to punch you in the dick. But as I know, everyone on the internet's always going to just not listen, and they're going to fast forward and just kind of figure it out. Now, option 2 that MLG could do, they could take EG, Envy, and Optic Gaming and give them the top 3 seeds and then filter out the pro points from there. It really depends on what the commissioner is going to do. So we're going to go ahead and say it's based on pro points, and this was the unofficial pro points that we saw at the end of last night, and that is what Ron gave us. So if Ron's calculator skills are even decently correct, Willie will have it. Now, before we start this, how group play works in here is what we're going to be taking a look at the X Games. It's basically a bracket on one side and a bracket on the other side, and it's double elimination. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what side 1 could potentially look like. So side 1, as it stands right now, would be EG as the 1 seed. The 4 seed overall in the tournament would be Envy. The 5 seed would then be Optic Gaming, and the 8th seed would be Curse Orange. So when you look at it like this, you're going to say, well, how the fuck is Curse Orange the 4 seed and Envy 2 and 3? That's not how it works. I needed to make the graphic. I needed to make this bracket work by making it like this. So EG would be seed number 1, Curse Orange would be seed 8, Envy would be 4, and Optic would be 3. So how this works is only 2 teams will make it out of this and go into the final day. So as we take a look at this, we can this isn't a prediction. We're just going to kind of, I have to submit scores. It's so awful. That's what we are going to be seeing here is just what it could look like theoretically. So we are going to go ahead and put that there. So semifinals, right? And then this matchup happens, and then as we all know, EG will most likely smoke Envy like just a terrible turkey, right? And so then it would go Optic versus Curse Orange, which Optic would win, and then there would be another continuation right here with Envy versus Optic. Whoever comes out of this will find them. So okay, so right here, EG already has themselves solidified a spot in the Day 3 championship, right? And then it would come down to Envy versus Optic Gaming here. So we're just going to go ahead and put this. This is not predictions. This is just a simulation as to how it would look. So what I'm trying to say here is that there is two brackets, and the group play really is determined so much on what MLG decides. So how we're looking at it is most likely, no matter what MLG does, if it's by pro points or if it is done by COD champs being 1, 2, 3, and then pro points, Envy and Optic will be in the same group, no questions asked. Period. Unless Optic Gaming somehow has the 6th spot in pro points, in which case then they would not be there. But from everything I've heard last night and the fact that FaZe Red didn't get nearly as far as Optic Gaming, then they should be the 5th seed. So the second half of the bracket is going to look like this. You would have Optic Nation, SB, TK, and FaZe Red. 2 teams will make it out of that as well. Now, this is GSL. This is an old StarCraft 2 style of doing like group play, and I actually think it's going to be badass. I really hope we see MLG use this for even Columbus and future events, you know, because the less teams you have, like obviously there's 8 teams here, so it works, but even if you had 10 teams, it still works. You just have to do a pigtail match, which is essentially your highest seed gets a bye, and then they play the 2 lowest seeds, and that's that. So this is a really cool format, and a lot of things can happen here. But so as we wait to see who can possibly come out of this, it is going to be very important to pay attention to what MLG's ruling is on this, because we might have in one pool, as I already showed you guys once, but this is what I kind of figured out would be the first one. This might be one pool, one group. So what that would mean is that EG, Envy, and Optic all couldn't make it out. Only 2 of those 3 teams could make it out. And as we take a look at the second one here, that means Optic Nation, TK, FaZe Red, SB, only 2 of these teams can make it out of that one. So it is going to be very important to pay attention to what MLG is going to be deciding to do with the format. Keep in mind, unless Optic Gaming is going to be the 5th seed, or unless Optic Gaming is somehow the 6th seed in pro points, we will 100% be seeing Envy and Optic, no matter what the format is, in the exact same group play. And only depending on who's in that, only one of those teams might be able to make it out. So, as always, I love you, but I don't love you. Take it easy. I thought I had to edit today's video. Nope. I got tabs. Eat shit.